Hello, this is the casting hybrid hydrolist. Habajaba.
Well, good thing it's a VOD.
Shabba 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 shabba. Shabba shabba pink. Shabba shabba anathorn. Shabba 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 teal. Shabba 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 SenDoh. Tazuri Maltar.
Oh boy. I think
Cast of century cast. Ooh, look at this. Watch the players. Watch the players going in between them.
Okay, stop, pause, back.
And 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, this is the casting hydrolist VPaNathorn and his partner for these casts, VP Hand from Above, coming to you guys with some awesome game casts. This is going to be the second match of the round of 4 from the King of Aiur tournament that was happening in Chile recently. Thank VPaNathorn for these replays. And speaking of VPaNathorn, right in front of us, spawning as the pink Terran, we're going to have VPaNathorn and his opponent for this match, up here to the north, spawning as the teal Terran, SenDoh. This is going to be on the map Tal'Darim Altar LE. It is a best of 5.
And I'd say Anathorn's spawning as the man color because I personally run pink in all my stuff. So I think, my bet's on Anathorn.
You would
Just
like
straight
pink.
color.
You strange, strange little man.
You got it.
So this is cross position, so definitely going to be expecting a more macro-oriented game, I would say. I definitely think a lot of this game is going to be centered around third timing and expansion timing. I wouldn't expect anything less. We do have VPaNathorn sending out his first scout. SenDoh doing the same thing. Nope, actually SenDoh is going to opt to just build his barracks with that first SCV that goes out and then scout with the second SCV. So we do have both players putting down a barracks on 12, just mirroring each other right now. But we do have a little bit of a deviation as SenDoh is taking a 13 refinery.
Yep, but let's see if their spidey sense is kicking so if they can find where their opponent is quicker. But I think they're going to meet up and hold hands and walk into the next base, so...
Yep, looks like Anathorn's going to scout the close air first. SenDoh's opting to scout close ground first, but what they're going to both find is that neither of them have gone to the right location. I do think this is going to work out for Anathorn, though, because he should actually get to SenDoh's base before the first Marine pops out, I believe.
And they matched up and hugged as they walked on by, so...
Yep, do have that first Marine getting built now for SenDoh. Likewise, over by Anathorn's base, he is getting his first Marine. Orbital command's going up. Still no gas for Anathorn. Could be going for an early expansion. Haven't seen any additional barracks, so definitely would be thinking early expansion, whereas it looks like SenDoh is going to be going more the way of tech. Do you have that
with that Marine out so far, maybe the SCV might not get in for SenDoh to see what's going on.
SCV is actually going to just barely get in with 10 hit points. He is going to see that factory go down. So he does know what SenDoh's up to a little bit. Does see the factory, sees the refinery. Has a really good idea of what's going on. And likewise, over in Anathorn's base, it looks like SenDoh is going to manage to squeeze his SCV in. So he will see that Anathorn hasn't taken any gas. If we look at the vision real quick, we do see that he has seen the expansion start to go up of Anathorn. So he does know what's going on at this point, even though that SCV does get cleaned up. SCV of Anathorn just now getting cleaned up, so now both players able to maybe try and trick the opponent, but I think both will have a pretty good idea of what each is up to.
Yep, and Anathorn's dropping a bunker, so he's planning the long haul.
Yep, Anathorn definitely playing for the early macro game, wants to get a harvester lead if possible, whereas SenDoh going for more of the quick teching build. Although we do have Anathorn taking a double gas now, so he is going to start to begin teching. Probably doesn't want to get too expansion or economy heavy and get too far behind his opponent, as he did see his opponent put down the fast factory, already adding a tech lab. We could see some kind of Hellion type of stuff like you see with KoA style, but I'd say at this point most of the top level players are still pretty heavily on Tank Marine with some Medevacs or Vikings in the TBT matchup.
Or the last games I've watched with Anathorn, the man loves his Thors. He does.
Yes, Anathorn does love mech builds. Definitely is somewhat viable in the TBT matchup. I wouldn't say it's impossible to pull off. Does take away a lot of your mobility, though, so it could leave you very susceptible to drops. Factory finally going down now for Anathorn, getting a tech lab on his barracks that may be for stim and other type of infantry upgrades. Could also be switching it with the factory. Terran does have that nice Lego block style play. Looks like he's going to actually switch it. His second orbital command has finished up. Just working off of 2 gas right now, trying to get out a lot of them SCVs. We'll look at the income tab real quick. We can see it's actually pretty even, though, 22 to 23. But Anathorn already has his natural expansion up, so he is probably a little bit ahead with the mules.
He is, and his expo is up and running, I'd say, at least a good 30 seconds to 45, so that's definitely going to help him out in the long run.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we do have SenDoh researching siege mode as well as getting a tank, so definitely going with the tank marine style of play for SenDoh. It looks like Anathorn's actually going to be following suit, just in a little bit of a different way, getting his first tank out. Hasn't started siege mode yet, but opted for a faster starport instead, so going with like a 1-1-1 type build, only with a fast command center in there.
I do like how Anathorn did put his supply depot in the far corner there. Kind of stops or spots drops coming in.
Yeah, it is pretty
since it is such a big natural, or such a big main.
Yep. Do have the orbital command up now for SenDoh at his natural, so both players running pretty firmly off of 2 bases. Checking the income tab really quick again. You see Anathorn with just a slight lead by taking that earlier expansion. So it wasn't a lot earlier, but earlier enough that he was able to get a slight lead. Both players just kind of teching up right now. Nobody's really doing much of any aggression or anything.
It actually looks like SenDoh is
pushing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to push out. Siege mode has finished for SenDoh. He does know Anathorn did an early expand, so he might be looking to apply a little bit of a pressure to see if he can maybe is ahead enough on tech. But we do have siege mode finishing up for Anathorn before SenDoh is actually going to be able to get to this base. So it's going to really depend on the positioning here. So we do see.
And he has nothing to spot the up. Oh no, he's going to scout. So that's or he's going to scan. So.
Yep, he does actually just now throw down a scan. Anathorn, meanwhile, does have a Viking, so he'll scout that. And then we have the siege tanks attacking Anathorn's siege tank. It's going to go down immediately. Decides to pull back those Marines, and oh my god, he just lost about 6 SCVs and 3 Marines. A bunch more Marines trying to get through the front of SenDoh. 1 tank up for Anathorn. Looks like SenDoh doesn't want to spend another scan right now, though, so he's going to back up. Doesn't want Anathorn to be able to get vision and shoot down on his tanks. But SenDoh actually doing a lot of damage there. If we look at the income tab, pulling ahead 38 to 34 harvesters now. So that attack actually gave him quite a bit of a early advantage. Do have stim and infantry weapons level 1 on the way for both players. Both players also getting up some more barrackses, 4 barrackses, a starport, and a factory with a tech lab for both players actually at this time in the game. Starport not quite done yet for SenDoh. So SenDoh teching a little bit slower, expanding a little bit slower. But
SenDoh is supply blocked right now, bud.
Yes, SenDoh is indeed supply blocked at 70 for a moment here. He does have a supply depot just about to finish off and another on the way, so he'll have that remedied in just a second. There it goes. So SenDoh getting himself unsupply blocked. Yeah, so kind of an interesting set of styles, but it actually seems to be working out a little bit in SenDoh's favor. He's teching a little quicker, doing his economy a little bit slower, but he has a lot more units on the field as a result of it. So we'll have to see how it actually pans out. And then Anathorn actually going for an extremely fast third, getting that command center started already by the 10-minute mark. We have it almost halfway done as we approach the 11-minute mark. So, yeah, Anathorn's going for a pretty aggressive macro style, it looks like, this game. We'll see how it actually works out for him. Because SenDoh looks like he's going to be a little bit more aggressive just off of this 2-base look. Hasn't even started another command center yet.
Yeah, but he's pushing out a ton of tanks.
Yep.
I mean, that is a... I don't know. I mean, you have the gaggle of ducks. I don't know what you call a crap ton of tanks. Just a crap ton of tanks, I guess.
Those already have 6 tanks. If we look at the units tab real quick, we see Anathorn only with 2 tanks and 12 Marines, 7 tanks and 15 Marines for SenDoh. So a lot more tanks for SenDoh. Could really do quite a bit of damage with this amount of tanks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he scans up top again or gets, like, any type of air support there, those tanks can sit down on the bottom ledge there and just pick away.
Yep. Anathorn does have pretty good positioning with his tanks as far as the defensive position goes. Is now moving that 3rd command center out. Is going to try and get an economic advantage. SenDoh, likewise, has just now started his command center. So starting about 2 minutes later than Anathorn. So Anathorn's still staying with this kind of heavy macro-oriented style, while SenDoh kind of looking to be a little bit more aggressive, a little less passive.
Anathorn's going for a drop, just so you know.
Yep, we do have Anathorn moving out for a drop.
And I think it's going to get scouted by the SCV there of SenDoh.
Yeah, it does look like it might get scouted. If we look at the vision of SenDoh here, he just barely can't see it. actually is not going to see the drop with that SCV, so the drop is going to be able to go in, but we do have SenDoh moving out towards Anathorn's third, and he was actually trying to float it north, was going to try and hide it up a little bit further north. All these Marines mowing down this command center right now. I think he's going to lose his command center, moving some of his forces, but they're completely out of position. Is going to lose that command center. Huge loss for Anathorn. Went for that very fast third command center. Didn't really have that secured. SenDoh was able to just move up and easily dispatches that expansion command center.
But then he just moves back.
Yep.
He didn't push.
Did a little bit of damage again and is backing up the same way he did just before. Harvester counts are still pretty even.
The drop is coming in. Here comes the drop right now.
Yep, drop is on the way. Do see that moving forward, so it looks like Anathorn's going to try and get something done with this drop. Really needs to get something done with this drop. We do have a missile turret, though, in the back of SenDoh's base. Not even going to get all the Marines down. Only gets 2 of the Marines down. Going to kill 1. Only 1 SCV dies. That drop actually turned out horrible. A little bit mismanaged there by Anathorn. Flew right into the only missile turret in the back of SenDoh's natural. Anathorn's going to start pushing out. He definitely knows he's probably getting behind. Needs to get something done. If we look at Anathorn's units,
siege up right now.
R10. He's moving forward. He does have the high ground advantage. Not sieging up, though. Just kind of moving around now. And then we have SenDoh moving up. SenDoh with a huge unit advantage right now in the game. Just going to roll forward. Both players sieging up at about the same time. Tank shots going off, but SenDoh with the superior Marine force by far. Smashing through VPAnathorn's forces. Only 1 tank remains, and that tank goes down. Loses all the Vikings, all of the medevacs. Anathorn is in an extremely unfavorable position as he is down 95 to 144 supply. If you look at the unit tabs, has only 1 siege tank, 1 Viking, and 21 Marines left after that battle. If we look at his base, he is now feverishly putting up extra factories because he wants to try and replace those tank numbers as quickly as possible. Does have 1 tank on the high ground that will help him some, but I just do not know what Anathorn is going to be able to do. He's going to have to get something done pretty soon here if he's going to even have a hope to get anything done.
Well, he's taking the long way around, so SenDoh is just going to prolong the inevitable, as I like to say at this point. I'm pretty sure SenDoh can just waltz on in anytime he wants.
He probably could push in. Definitely not a lot of forces for Anathorn. I don't think SenDoh actually knows how many forces Anathorn does indeed have, but it looks like Anathorn is going to do him a favor and push out instead. Anathorn knows he is behind. Wants to see if he can get something done. He's going to engage these Marines here. Does have a superior force against those Marines, but definitely not against all those tanks. SenDoh is actually going to siege up first. This is going to go terrible for Anathorn. Anathorn's force is getting absolutely demolished, and there is the GG by VPAnathorn. He's going to go down 0-1 in this series as SenDoh goes up 1-0 in this best of 5. So, yeah, Anathorn just a couple of mistakes, you know, maybe got a little too macro-oriented and not enough army-oriented. Didn't know what SenDoh was doing. SenDoh, a little bit of early pressure kind of put SenDoh up a little bit, then another little bit of pressure took out that third, and there just wasn't much Anathorn could do to swing back into this game. So, well played by SenDoh.
I definitely say it was indecisive. You could tell. He didn't know which way he wanted to go. So he was hoping, no, because he wanted to figure out what SenDoh was going to do. He had, a tank. He had some Marines, but he didn't really. He had some air. He didn't know which way he was going to go.
I can't really agree with that because he was pretty much standardly going tank Marine, and he was trying to do some drops and stuff. So I'm going to have to respectfully disagree, but we will move on to Game 2 of this series, and we will see you guys at that cast.
Sure will.